Hi guys, I'm Shelley, welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to talk to you about dyslexia and more importantly, reading with dyslexia and an amazing company that have made it so much frigging easier. So a bit of backstory, I am dyslexic, I have been probably since I was born. It is the way my brain works. That is, I see letters and I see words and sometimes I get them jumbled. Reading is rather difficult because I'll get lines jumbled up and words will move and everything's just blurry. And so while reading, I also have to concentrate on the physicality of seeing the words and taking them in rather than just being absorbed into a book. This is one of the reasons why I listen to a lot of audiobooks, because physically reading, I miss a lot of the things that are happening in said book. Regardless, I love my books and I just dealt with it. And then I got this for my birthday, which is Second Best Friend by Non-Pratt, and it is published, or it is physically made, by Barrington Stoke. Like its counterpart, unboxed again by Non-Pratt, I found both of them very easy and very enjoyable to read, and I found I sped read them, or what I thought was speed reading. But it turns out in the back of both of these books there is an explanation as to why I could read it so well, and that is that they are made for dyslexic readers. Now, how do you make a book for dyslexic readers, you may ask? Well, I'm going to read you the back of the book because they describe what is different about this text a lot better than I do. This book is designed to help more people love reading. You may notice the book is printed on heavy paper in two colours, black for the text and pale yellow Pantone for the page background. This reduces the contrast between text and paper and hides the ghost of the words printed on the other side of the page. For readers who perceive blur or movement as they read, this may help keep the text still and clear. The book also uses a unique typeface that is dyslexic friendly. I just read that all the way through without having to stop once. That's never happened before when I'm reading out loud. It just makes it so easier. Normally a paperback, the one I'm currently reading at the moment, this one here, it's floppy. The pages are white with black writing. The margins are pretty small, so you've got a little bit of room there, a little bit of room there, not a lot. It's spaced quite close together, but with Barrington Stoke, they have changed it up. So first things first, the paper stock that it is written on is much, much thicker. So it doesn't shift about, it doesn't actually move in the wind. It's practically on thick cardstock. So what you would make the front of the back of these books out of is kind of what the paper is made out of inside these books. Now, whereas in a normal paperback, obviously the paper is white or slightly yellow tinged, but mainly white. This is definitely a yellowy, orangey tone underneath the type. It's black text with a yellow Pantone for the page background, which makes the text a lot easier to read. Instead of it being black on a sharp white and smaller text, this is on a yellowy page, which means that the words don't move so much. If you have a sharp black line against white, if you're dyslexic, the brain will fundle it up a bit. It's too sharp, it's too dramatic for you, and the edges of the letters and the edges of the words will fuzz while your brain is trying to work out what you're reading. They will distort, they will move, it's really weird. I don't know how to describe it, but words move when you're reading. But on this, they don't so much because it's a softer background. It's like reading on your iPad when you have it on night mode. Everything is just softer and calmer, and so it hurts the back of your eyes less. Also, the text is much bigger and more rounded. It's a very, very round font. So instead of having sharp lines underneath each line, it's round and smooth, so it tends not to blur so much. The writing is basically a panel down the middle, and this helps because when reading and dyslexic, you read obviously like that, but you sometimes can see the text over here, or you can sometimes see behind the book, and that will just make your eyes wander off and go sideways, and you will no longer be able to concentrate on the writing. And so the closer it is to the end of the page, the more confused you get. Whereas with this strip panel down the middle, you tend to have the yellowness of the page constantly either side of your words, no matter where you are. Also, you're not backwards and forwardsing so much. You read across, and sometimes, if you're like me, you read back that way because you are scared of losing your place. You're always losing your place because you get confused and your eyes jump and everything just blurs. I often miss out words, sentences, whole lines, even whole paragraphs because my eyes just jump because they unfocus a hell of a lot. And this is made to basically keep your eyes focused. Now, as I said, I push through and I read normal books, and that's fine. But I don't enjoy them as much because I'm losing half of the story while my eyes are trying to correct what I'm reading. You miss half of the atmosphere, you miss half of the story. You can't really submerge yourself in the book because you're too busy trying to actually physically read it. Where this, I don't want to say it's the reason why I love Non Pratt's books so much, because I liked her other ones before she switched to this kind of text. I've always enjoyed her writing, but I can enjoy it so much more. I can enjoy the story so much more because I can actually read it and take it on board without having my eyes hurt, without unfocusing, without my brain wandering off somewhere because it's seen something down the side of a page because the text is too far to the edge. This makes such a massive difference. I don't know how to describe the difference it has made. So this is a personal thank you. This is a personal thank you to Non Pratt and to Barrington Stoke for making these books. I will now be going onto the Barrington Stoke website, I'm guessing they have one, and seeing what other authors they represent and seeing if we can get more books like this, because I can read. I mean, I've always been able to read, but I can properly read. And I'm astonished. I didn't know what the difference was until I picked up one of these books. So thank you, Non, for finding these people and having your books made by them. Thank you, Barrington Stoke, for making them. If you are dyslexic, if you know somebody who is dyslexic and has trouble reading but loves books, one, audiobooks are fabulous. Don't underestimate the power of an audiobook. And two, go on to Barrington Stoke and see if you can get a couple of books and see if there is a difference. I will leave links to them down below and also to Non Pratt. It has truly made me happy. Hope you guys are good and I will see you guys soon. Bye.